This is Eric Vale, the voice of that guy, Trunks.
It is I, Beerus the Destroyer. Actually, Jason Douglas, the voice of Beerus the Destroyer.
The strongest of all Pokemon, Mewtwo.
What is up, man? This is Austin St. John.
Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor.
Hey, this is Philip J. Fry, pizza delivery boy, 25 years old, for a really long time.
And this is Zoidberg. Now, if you're looking for a good podcast, call the Collector's Clinic. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The Collector's Clinic. Do it today.
Hello! Welcome to the Collector's Clinic. I'm Dr. Goji. Now, I've got a few conventions under my belt, so I've decided to start segments called The Good, The Bad, and The Outrageous. I'm going to go to conventions, study the good, the bad, and the outrageous, and give a final diagnosis at the end of the video, starting with the one I attended last month, NWA Con. This is Littlefoot the Hypno Dog. Littlefoot the Hypno Dog has been genetically modified for maximum cuteness. You will obey Littlefoot the Hypno Dog. Littlefoot the Hypno Dog says like and subscribe. You will like and subscribe. You will obey Littlefoot the Hypno Dog. Like and subscribe. How cute Littlefoot the Hypno Dog is. Isn't she cute? Very cute. Littlefoot the Hypno Dog. Like and subscribe today. The Northwest Arkansas Con is held at the Rogers Convention Center. Now, this convention wasn't very big at all. The body count at any given time was less than 300 attendees. Now, I did go on Sunday, which is usually less busy than Saturday is, but still, for rural Arkansas, those numbers are pretty good, especially considering the majority of the attendees hadn't been to a convention before. None of the lines were particularly long. There were several special guests, even though this was considered to be a smaller convention. The cosplays were on point, even though the cosplay contest happened the day before. Some of those examples are shown here. Ticket prices were cheap, although I'll get more into that later. The NWA Ghostbusters and the 501st Legion even came out, not only to represent, but to run various fun activities for very little cost. And the 501st Legion even did a little dance for the crowd. As much as I don't want to roast this convention because of its size and age, these are the areas that it could use some improvements. Let's start off with the merch vendors. Not only were a lot of their booths carelessly thrown together, but most of them had the most basic generic convention merch. The artist alley was more or less the same. It was pretty generic as well. Most of them were selling posters and t-shirts. The food and photo booth pricing was also pretty painful. Unfortunately, these prices are pretty on par with most conventions I've been to. Otherwise, they probably would have gone into the outrageous category. Now, outrageous can be good or bad, because it can be used in place of bold, unusual, excessive, and shockingly bad. In this case, it means shockingly bad. My biggest gripe would have to be the scheduling errors. Almost no one was there and ready for the 10 a.m. opening time. I managed to snag most of these videos before they called everyone back into the main lobby until 11 a.m. an hour later just because they weren't ready at 10 a.m. And even then, some of the merchants hadn't shown up and the booths were thrown together. My second biggest gripe was the guest pricing. Now, not all of them were charging a tooth and a nail. Some of them were pretty competitive with their pricing compared to other conventions, but there were a fair bit of them that were overcharging. Now, a lot of that has to do with the resale community that'll bring 50 Funko Pops up there and have them all signed to Mr. eBay, but some of it also had to do with the lower ticket prices. Personally, I would have spent an extra 20 bucks on my ticket if it meant the guest prices could have maybe have been lower. If I were to give this convention a Madden rating, it'd probably be somewhere between an 87 and an 88. It had everything that you would come to expect to find at your standard convention. The scheduling and pricing could use some major tweaks, but for the beginning con goer, this is a good place to get your feet wet. And hey, an 87 or an 88 for a first or second year player isn't half bad, is it? I've been Dr. Goji. Thank you for watching the Collector's Clinic. I'll see you next time.